slide wasn't going on, so I wasn't sure. Thank you all so much. That was absolutely gorgeous. I could have just floated out of here and stayed out. Welcome, everybody. It's so nice to see everybody in the mess we have out there. I got up this morning, and I'm in North Fork, looked out the window, and it looks like the pictures you see of smog in China, and really, really bad. And I got to thinking about how that paralleled part of my journey. How when I was in the depths of despair, at the lowest moments, it was like being in a fog like that. I knew there was a world, and I knew I was in it, but I wasn't doing too well in that world. And I felt really, really, really lost, and why worth it? Why anything? And you see how thirsty it is out there. And I think that's part of why we're here. We thirst for something more than what we've had. There's something not quite right. And I look back on my childhood, and one of the words was trust. And I learned not to trust before I learned to trust, because you could get hurt and people lie, and it really wasn't loving and soft and caring. And then they program you, I was Methodist, that there is this God, but they really couldn't show it to me or prove it to me, but I was supposed to believe in it. I was supposed to think that, yeah, there's this changeless thing that's always there for me, and I can trust it. And I can remember going, what the, how do I do that? I mean, it was so illogical to me. I would go to Sunday school or to church, we went all the time, and everybody was always gossiping. They talked about whoever wasn't there that Sunday. And the kids would do it in Sunday school, and you could tell that's what they heard at breakfast or dinner the night before. And it was so unsafe. Church was unsafe to me. I went through a whole lot of places like everybody else trying to find something that fit. And nothing fit. They all felt unsafe. I'd go to Catholic church with my friends on Christmas Eve, and it'd be so hot I'd faint. Well, that's not safe. So I didn't get a lot out of that. I tried a lot of things. I think we all did. We went through all kinds of stuff and all kinds of books. And I ended up in religious science because my parents had quit going to church after all this mess. In fact, my dad was teaching Sunday school, and he was teaching the Bible. And the board of the church told him he couldn't teach that to the kids, so that's when he quit. I mean, if you can't teach the Bible to the kids, what are you doing in church anyway? So that didn't make sense. Yet I'm supposed to believe in this thing. It's supposed to protect me and take care of me and judge me and maybe punish me. You have all these things going on. And there wasn't a lot of love in all of that, and I wasn't seeing love. And there was love in my home, but it was conditional, and there was a lot of other stuff going on that wasn't fun, so I didn't have a safe home. So I'm out there in the middle of something like that, all this muck, and all of a sudden we get this phone call that Mom and Dad are going to church, and there's 6 siblings, so the phones were ringing off the hook. They're going to church, they found religion, what is it? So I got a divorce and came home, and Don Ringnes was teaching classes. My parents were taking classes, and I started sitting in on the classes with them. It sounded good. It kind of felt good. People were loving. They looked you in the eye. They had some good thoughts. Lots of good books. But again, there's kind of waiting for that shoe to drop. How do I trust it? Is it trustable? I mean, look at the mess around us. I mean, look at the muck. Look at the world. Look at all this probably unhealthy decisions we've all made when we screwed up our lives. And we're supposed to trust that there's something that's better than that, who doesn't judge us and who will love us and make things better. I haven't seen any examples of that in my life. How do I believe in something, again, another intangible, because 20 people tell me the same thing? That it was just so difficult. And I see that problem with a lot of the people here. Are treatments working? Aren't treatments working? Does it work? Does it matter? I mean, we feel good at Sunday, and we have a great service, and we have great music, and people talk, and there's camaraderie. But when you walk away, do you trust it? Do you trust that there is something there that really loves you, no matter how bad you think you've been, or how ugly you think you are, or how horrible you think you are? How do we trust that? It's not a pill. It takes hard work. It takes being willing to walk through your anger, walk through your nightmares, walk through everything. To be able to face it and hold it up and look at it, because you know our dark side is part of us. When Mom and Dad learned science of mind, you were supposed to affirm your way out of everything. You didn't acknowledge the dark side. It was, I am perfect, whole, and complete. And if you said anything else, they were all wandering around. You'd hear 20 people going, cancel, cancel, cancel. I mean, if I ever have cancel again, it's crazy. Is that working? Are those thoughts stopping? Have you changed? What are you doing with it? And then they would go, I remember Dad saying, no anger, don't talk about anger. You're not supposed to get up there and do a sermon on anger, because you've got to stay at the positive. You've got to leave them feeling good. All of these kind of things that was supposed to be good, 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 good. And at home I'm having ugly thoughts, and I'm in the grocery line and thinking I wish they'd hurry up and get out of my way. And look at the bastard over there and how he's driving. But yet I'm supposed to be positive and trust that there is this thing that loves me, and look how I'm acting. How many times are you, when before you got in a relationship, they said, are you the person that will match with the guy that you want that to be? I'm thinking, well, if God is matching with me, we're not doing too well, because I don't think I'm doing too well. And then they're saying, I'm perfect, whole, and complete. Well, okay, what's perfect mean? So then you thought perfect was this thing you were supposed to attain. It was a way of being holy all the time, or having treatments that worked, or being this positive being all the time and being happy and loving. And boy, I had dark nights of the soul. And that wasn't there all the time. I can remember going up in the mountains and cussing God out on a full moon night. It was just bad. And I think we all go through this, and we stumble through it. I think if we had it 100%, we wouldn't be on the planet anymore. We'd be off in a spa somewhere, having cosmic drinks and lights and having fun. But I can tell you, it's worth it. There is a God. And what we do is we have to figure out, first, what our definition of God is. Is it a little old man sitting up there taking a list and checking it? And then nothing good happens, so you're being punished? Or is it a God of love? I learned that it was a God of love. I learned through mine that what really gives us freedom is love. When I can make a divine connection with everyone I talk to, or see, or read their articles on the internet. J. Scott Neal used to talk about, I remember way back, he thought the answer was love unfolding. And I think that that is very much so. When we can learn to heal enough to start loving ourselves, to be able to actually talk to yourself in the mirror or look at yourself, not going, oh God, I didn't do the eyebrows and it's a bad hair day and this lipstick really doesn't match and oh, what should I have done? But to sit there and look at yourself in the eyes and say, this is a divine being. This is God incarnating through me, working through me. When we can start to accept what we are, and I think we do that very well here. People don't judge, they look you in the eye. You don't walk in and meet somebody and they go like this. You get attention and you get love. We look here for ways to unify. What can we do that works for all? How can we be a family? We laugh and we do, the peanut gallery during service, and we have fun. Humor is so important. Maggie taught us that. To love and to laugh, and to love and love and love. The more that we take these now moments and we sit in them like we do in meditation, and we allow ourselves to feel a rising, a connection. I see it as a ray of light that comes in and through me and going all over all the time. But the silence is important. The resting is important. The stopping is important. To feel something different. To start to imagine your heart opening up. I used to do it like a flower. I like roses. I think roses are the sacred of the now. And for the longest time, I couldn't get it to open in the back. You know, it was like a wall there. And it took me a long time before I could allow it to go in the back, because you were always protecting your back because it wasn't safe. We do treatments, we have practitioners. We have classes, we have people who love and who listen. That's where you start to learn to trust. You hitchhike on someone that you do trust in this world. To be able to share who and what you are. To be able to let one person know the worst thing you've ever done. I had a counselor one time who had done all her steps, and then there was one she hadn't done. She had one secret she couldn't tell. She got on a plane, she goes to LA, she gets a cab, she has him drive her around, she blurts out the secret, has him take her back to the airport, flies home. Relief! Somebody knows. And I'm not dead and lightning didn't strike. Share. We're here to be community. We're here to be a village. Look at what we've lost. We're so busy on the internet. I mean, you don't go to the beauty parlor on the same day every week, or the barber shop, and you all sit around and gossip about what's going on in town. We don't have the women's and the men's clubs like we used to. We don't do quilting. We don't do barn raisings. We don't do all of these things. This is one of the places here on Sunday where you can connect. Take time. Get here a little earlier. Talk to people. Connect. Laugh. Learn to trust, because there's one place where you feel safe and accepted. And you start seeing and listening to people talk, and they share experiences. Well, if it happened to you, maybe it can happen to me. You broaden your horizons for what's possible. This moment is changeless in that we're connected to Source. But when you string our moments together, there is a changing in this world. So we have a changeless and a changing that come together. You change perception, you change ideas, you change what your truth is, you evolve and you grow and mature. It's about balance. Making a connection to Source, learning to trust. When I first did it, you were supposed to manifest parking places. I got really good at parking places. It was real hard to go to the next step, though, to do the next thing. But you build moments where you prove to yourself that you are lovable, that you are important, that you do make a difference. We all make a difference. It matters that we're in this world. It matters that we come together in our thirst to find something that satisfies our souls, to find something that helps us heal, to come together and be family. I can't think of a church I've been in ever that has been as family as this one, been as congruent. Up here in the mountains, for some reason, it's healing and people share and support and help. I had a lovely lady show up when we were mopping. Had no idea. She came in and smiled and laughed and helped. Had another angel that showed up and did trash. Had no idea that he was going to even vacuumed. I mean, it was beautiful outgiving and sharing. People that have donated their time. Tim is working his behind off to help us make this happen. All of us coming together to have each other's backs and to help each other. If you don't remember anything I've said, remember just a couple of things. It's important to open up to someone, somewhere, and have them still accept you afterwards. Do it here, do it to me, do it to Angie, do it to a minister, do it to whoever's sitting next to you. But allow them to get to know you, to know the real you.